Okay, hi everybody. Still 1 minute to go, but I will add Akhil and Praveen in a bit. Oh, I don't know if you can see anything with my glasses on. Can you? Can you see me kind of? Okay, it's better for me to have my glasses on. Um, we are gonna wait for a few people to join. I see 5 people are here right now. To let you all know, I have put the trailer in the description and the link to the movie in the description. So we'll be talking about that. And we will be taking questions. So the chat is open throughout. So you can post a comment. If it's an interesting question, I will add it and have Praveen or Akhil answer. If you are asking a question to a specific person, please mention in your comment who the question is for so I can do that accordingly. Hi, Cam. Okay, hi everybody. Let me just add Praveen and Akhil. Hi, guys. Okay, let me
Hi.
make up a little bit.
Hi.
Okay, that's much better. Hi, everybody. We're live. First of all, round of applause to you, Praveen. You wrote a movie, you produced it, you directed it, you edited it, and you have done all the distribution, the release planning, everything. So, how does it feel?
Yeah, feels really good. And it's not just me. I mean, I may have initiated it, but there are so many people involved in, making those things happen. It's not just me. So it really feels nice to have, such overwhelming support from people. So that's what makes it happen. It's not. I mean, I alone cannot do anything. So it's all the teamwork.
Nice. Akhil, congratulations. Is this your first film as the lead? The
Yes, it
first feature
is.
film?
Yes.
Congratulations, man. That's a
Thank you.
milestone.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Feature film as the
congratulations
lead.
to you too,
Yeah.
Urvashi. I mean, this is your third feature.
Yes, you're third.
No, I just want to say before we start actually that I don't think people realize how many movies don't even reach the stage of being released. There are movies
Yeah,
that are written and never produced. There are movies that are produced but never released or distributed. There are movies that stop halfway through shooting. There are movies
Exactly.
that finish shooting and don't go through post production.
right.
There are
Yeah,
literally 100 points of failure between having the idea for a movie and releasing it. So
yeah,
as the comments are coming in, and if anyone wants to be critical, just keep that in mind that even
sure,
making
sure.
it to a release is a really big step. This is for the viewers.
Yeah, okay.
Okay,
So,
so we
yeah, I was talking to someone this morning that I
yeah.
did it. I just told it in such a way that, it took me 1 year to make it. She was like, "You did it in 1 year?" That was the,
Yeah, 1 year is nothing.
reaction. Yeah, yeah. So I was like, okay,
Honestly, yeah, you all were saying that this is my third feature film, but the other two were shot in 2018, 2019, and they released last year. So it
right,
took 2 years.
right,
I mean, pandemic in
so,
between, but still,
right.
it took a
Yeah,
really
yeah,
long time. 1 year during a pandemic is unheard of.
yeah. Right.
So let's get into it. I have many questions for everybody. If it's
Okay.
an actor related question, I will also answer it. So Praveen, let's start from the beginning. How did this idea even come to you for okay, wait, actually no, before that, give us a two-line synopsis of what the film is or the log line. What is Essentials about?
Okay. So yeah, the Essentials is about a character called Raghu, who is a who's like a corporate worker in the city. I mean, in the city, probably in the film you may not be able to make it, but I live in Bangalore, so city for me is Bangalore. So Raghu belongs to Bangalore, and he's like a corporate worker, and he is basically a 30-year-old virgin. So, and he decides to explore his sexuality on a particular day, which happens to be his birthday,
Hmm.
and that day, I mean, it was the March 25th where our prime minister announces the lockdown, and he
Hmm.
happens to meet this girl Monica, and then the lockdown happens, and they get locked in a room for 15 days. So post that, what happens? I mean, yeah, you can say that there are so many stories that has happened in the same theme of things. But in this film, what is different is what happens after that is uh, is the unique thing that happens. How he meets her, and how they happen to be in that room, and what changes after that 15 days of ordeal, and what they go through in that 15 days is the crux of the story. And what how his life changes. Actually, in fact, both their life changes. So that's the crux of the story. Yeah.
How does one come up with this? How did you come up with this idea for the story?
Yeah, so I think it's maybe not rocket science. I mean, I was like I said, I all because of the lockdown, there were a lot of things that happened, in terms of we were communicating with a lot of people. Am I audible?
Yeah, sorry, I just muted Akhil for a second.
Yeah, yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
So
That's fine.
whenever
That's fine.
someone's not speaking, I'll just keep us on mute. Hmm.
Sure, sure. Okay. So during the lockdown, I think many of us did this, attending workshops, attending calls with other people, because we wanted to be in the community kind of space. So I was doing this. Um, we call that group as Monday Talkies, and I was interacting with fellow screenwriters. So we used to do that every Monday. I mean, we planned to do that every Monday, and then we came up with the idea that, okay, let's do some short films for YouTube, with the lockdown as the theme, because at that time lockdown was something new, and we wanted to do something based on the lockdown theme. So keeping the lockdown theme, let's make some stories. And we there were some stories that were shared, but then that group really didn't get active. But then I took that the idea that I put forward as a story, because we all created some few stories here and there, and then I shared this story. So I took it on myself seriously, and then I started thinking about it more seriously, and say, why not make a full length feature film out of this? So that is where it came from. And slowly started as an experiment, and then it evolved over a period of time, over three or 4 months. And then as and when I got to it, it it became such that, okay, this is really going serious. So that's how it actually it probably it organically grew and became what it became. So yeah, that's how it was done. Yeah.
Nice. And fun fact for everybody listening is that Praveen and I also met in one of these workshops. We were taking a
Yeah. Yeah.
screenwriting workshop together,
Yeah.
and that's how we met. And I remember very distinctly in that workshop, I was like, this Praveen guy is the only one who's like asking intelligent questions. No offense to anyone else who was in that workshop, but I felt in that workshop itself that we were on the same page. So I'm glad that it
Right.
reached here. And then
Thanks
you
to all the
found
workshops. Yeah. Thanks to all
yeah,
the
thanks for the
workshops.
workshops in the lockdown. So that's how you
Yeah.
found me. Um, I know you've told the story of how you met Akhil, but I want Akhil to tell his story of how he was discovered by you. Akhil, how did it all happen? When did you get the first message? What was the story there?
Hi, yeah. So I was at my grandmother's place, and suddenly my brother he contacts me saying that he has got a message from a filmmaker, and he is asking me if I'm comfortable doing some intimate scenes and all. So I
Wait,
told
why
him
did
like
the message go to your brother?
because he was the one who had registered me with a talent agency. So even though the details were mine, the photos were mine, the contact number was my brother. So that's how it happened. And then yeah, and then like whatever like the conversation was between Praveen and my brother. And then my brother tells me what it is, and then I tell my brother what it is. He conveys Praveen the message. So it was a really long thing. Yeah, but then what happened was we ended up uh, exchanging our numbers, and then we started communicating directly. Then once I saw his other works, I was like, okay, it should be something serious. And then he gave me the scripts. I mean, we had to do a couple of audition rounds, and one after the other, one after the other. So yeah, like after reading the script, I was like, oh yeah, let's go for it.
Actually, that was going to be my next question is like, what was your first impression of the script? And also, you're a filmmaker yourself, right, Akhil? You've made several short films of your own.
Yeah, yeah. Like
So, as a filmmaker and as an actor, like, what was your first impression of the script?
the script was solid. I think like I could really see the movie when I was reading the script. So I think it couldn't have been more perfect. I think the way how it was written was crystal clear. I could really see the picture. So I thought, okay, like there wasn't any doubts. Okay, how are they going to take this? How are they? Like it was all explained. Then once he started sharing the sketches and everything, it made more sense. And then yeah, that's it. Like I never thought it would be so professional, so fine. That too from a first time filmmaker.
Yeah, first time feature filmmaker, though. Filmmaker don't
Feature
forget.
filmmaker, yeah. Feature filmmaker, yeah.
I actually really enjoy Praveen's version of my first impression of the script.
Mhm.
So, Praveen, why don't you tell the story of all the things I said about the script in the beginning?
Yeah, so viewers, she rejected the script in the first go. Um,
It wasn't even the script. It was
yeah,
the
yeah,
like synopsis,
yeah.
the
Synopsis. I
premise.
mean, probably I gave us bad synopsis.
Uh,
So I think she took it in a different way. So and then I had to actually share the script. I don't know whether we share. I mean, okay. I was thinking whether should I first sign an NDA and then share the script. Then I just went for it because it was on email. I just went for it and I said no. So what she rejected on the basis of, again, I forget that name. Manny Pixel
the
Dream
Manic
Girl.
Pixie Dream Girl.
Yeah, Manny
Okay, so those who
Pixel
don't
Dream Girl.
know, the Manic Pixie Dream Girl is a trope of women in movies where there is a male protagonist who is going through some shit in his life, and this Manic Pixie Dream Girl character who has no beginning and no end and no motivation and no intention, just sort of like dazzlingly appears into the protagonist's life and is like, "Let me fix everything," and then like I
Yeah,
will continue on my merry way, which is like
yeah,
Katrina Kaif in Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara. So yeah, Manic Pixie Dream Girl is what I said.
yeah,
Yeah,
Monica.
yeah,
even though it sounds like a Harry Potter spell, this is what it means, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
basically.
MP,
Uh,
MPDG. So
yeah.
she just wrote that acronym, and I had to look it up. What is this MPDG? She didn't
Uh,
even say the full form of it.
really?
MPDG. Okay, yeah, you wrote MPDG. I was like, okay, what is MPDG now? So I was like
That
embarrassed to
sounds like
even
a
ask her.
government like oil and gas company.
Yeah, yeah. And
Uh,
I had to research on it and see what is it she's saying. Then I realized that okay, she has taken it wrongly, and then I shared the script, and then she came on board. Okay, now I get it, because the character had not just the MPDG aspects, but more to it. So I mean, it's not even MPDG actually. She's a completely different character.
yeah,
So
she's like
then
an
she was
equal
on.
character in the story. Yeah, she's a
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
so, yeah. So and then our association started even much more deeper way. I let the reins of the character take over by Urvashi herself. So whatever you hear in the film, in terms of the dialogues and the writing and all that, she has co-written with me after that point. So kudos to Urvashi as well. Um, so yeah, I mean, that's how our, so it's like the script was again organically growing into something else, according to the character. So
Yeah, I
that's
was
the
actually
story.
very happy that you were so open to it because Monica's character is Indian origin but from the US. And because I had spent so many years in the US, Praveen was also open to me adjusting the dialogues in order to make them sound more convincingly American. And I did have an American accent in the film also because obviously the character is American. So I needed certain sentences to sound a certain way, like Just something like,
Right.
when we're on the phone, an American would say, mm-hmm, whereas
Yeah.
an Indian would say, ah, or something like that.
Mm.
Just those
Right.
little things. I think you were very open to me
Right.
doing those things, so that really helped. So
Yeah,
we've
and
actually
to
we've
sorry, to add to that, to the viewers again, um, Monica's character actually happened after I met Urvashi in the workshop that I met. I mean, I saw and met her. So Monica was not Monica earlier. Monica became Monica because I met Urvashi. So the character developed because of Urvashi being, because I went and looked at her blogs and the background of being in the US and all that. So that kind of a background was sort of brought into Monica's character because of that. So it was very organic, I would say.
yeah. So Akhil actually did quite a lot of intense scenes. I mean, so did I. We did together, but there were some scenes where it was just Akhil doing a lot of intense stuff. How was it for you, Akhil? Was it something that you had planned to do, that you never wanted to do, but you changed your mind? Like, what were your hesitations, no hesitations? Tell us about that.
Well, yeah, like when it was just me, I think I wasn't conscious. Like I was free to do it, but then I think it was the scenes where I had you sharing the screen. Like I had to make sure, like, okay, am I making you discomfortable or anything? Like I'm uncomfortable. Like that thing, that discomfort factor was still like it was bothering me. Like so, I didn't. So that was an obstacle. But then, yeah, like you were pretty cool. You were the one who was making me comfortable. So
But
it
how are the scenes that
worked
you
out
did by
perfect.
yourself? Did you have any hesitations there, or was
No,
it
not
good for
really,
you?
not really. I think it's because I had this script like way ahead of, like I think around 3 months before the shoot. So
Yeah.
I had to go like going through it again and again really helped me. So I was really prepared for, like, after reading every line. Okay, I could see myself there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that way the preparation was very good. Like I will say, Praveen was
Yes.
very organized about rehearsals. I think Akhil and I both had our lines quite well. Like the scenes we knew them quite well before we even
True. True.
started shooting. And like we had such a tight crew and like such a neatly planned schedule that like there was not much room for us to make mistakes. But I think we planned accordingly. So Praveen, salute to your spreadsheet. So actually, I was going to say that like the three of us have discussed a lot of these things on the Instagram live, which was reposted on YouTube. So that's available. So I wanted to make this a bit more interactive and take audience questions.
Yeah.
So are you all okay with that if we just like continue the conversation via Q&A?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Again, while we're waiting for questions, we'll keep talking, obviously. So I just want to let anyone know who's watching right now, like the comments are should be on the right side of your screen. If you're on your laptop, if you're on your phone, it'll be under the video. So you can please post your questions. I will highlight the question that we're talking about, and we'll have the person answering. If your question is for a specific person, please mention in your comment who the question is for. As much as possible, please stick to the topic when asking questions like about the film. Um, in the beginning, someone had asked about the trailer and the actual film. The trailer link is in the description of the video. The link to the movie also is available in the description of the video. It's on Movie Saints. It's available for 100 rupees pay per view, so you don't have to sign up for some elaborate subscription. You can just watch Essentials and you can see the comments and reviews under it on that link also. So questions are open. Please post your questions. In the meantime, we can continue our conversation. So, Praveen, lockdown was happening on and off. How did you decide
Hmm.
that you wanted to go through with it and not wait until after? Because most people in the industry just shut shop and said, let's see afterwards. How did you decide that you wanted to go ahead with it?
Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know from where did I get that energy. I just wanted to do it. I mean, that's that's pretty much what I can say. But also, I think the story also contributed a lot. Where I didn't have to scout for much locations. So because the story was such that I can be in one location and still do it. So that was a very much big factor. So I think that also contributed, um, and whatever I had sort of planned, I think by the stroke of luck or something, everything sort of fell in place, except for some small hiccups here and there. The first schedule didn't go well. I mean, we had to postpone it, and again we came back to the. I mean, we postponed it again, and after a month, we again did it. Except for that hiccup, I would say this film has been like really on a roll in terms of. So we started with the conversation that within 1 year we completed it. I was thinking it's a long time, but you were saying that that's like a very short time, and even I heard it from someone in the morning that it is very short time. But all things in this movie, like we shot in 15 days, we finished the entire shoot in 15 or 17 days probably, including the external shoot. So that one was short, and everything that went by was very quick, and it was done by people who responded positively, and it just got done. So I don't know, maybe it's my stroke of luck, and I thank all the people who have worked in it, all the crew members. I mean, all the crew members, we are hardly 8 people, right? The crew members, and including there is a dance sequence that is there, including them. We may be around 15 people. So that's the only crew that has worked in this film. So all the crew members who have worked for it came on time and did everything that was planned. So planning is already there, but if you don't stick to the plan and if you don't work out accordingly, no plans work. So thanks to all the team members. That's what I would say.
Nice. We have some questions coming in. Um, there's one.
Okay.
Any reason for movie saints specifically?
Okay. So distribution wise, the film has gone through a lot of churn in terms of distribution. I tried a lot of the popular channels like Prime and Netflix wasn't possible because the camera was a little the camera requirement they have is a film camera, so that wasn't possible. And I have tried the other popular OTT as well, but these days there is hell lot of content out there, so they tend to become picky and choosy about all these which one to pick and all that. And also it's about what kind of rights. Is it pay per view or is it fully exclusive rights? Those things also matter. I mean, I had an eye on Movie Saints. So Movie Saints, I thought it's a very good platform for independent filmmakers, and they have very niche content which is there. So I thought, why not put it there? So and it also doesn't work on the monthly subscription model. It is pay per film kind of a model, which I thought it works for us, because you don't have to buy a monthly subscription or get attached to it. You, if you want it, you can just go watch for just 100 bucks, and then just come out of it. So that way I think Movie Saints work, and it is still a growing platform. I think I would say it's a good platform for independent filmmakers. So that's the reason. Yes.
Yeah, I think a lot of people also don't realize how many factors go into choosing which platform to release. As you said, like there's a lot of content out there, and it's cutthroat competition. So reaching a stage of releasing like anywhere other than YouTube is like a really big deal. So the fact that somebody who runs a
Right.
platform, who's invested money in building a platform, a community, in curating content, picked up the film, that itself is massive. And also like movie scenes is a starting point, right? Like if we're able to prove a certain amount of success, there's lots more that we
Correct.
can do also.
Yeah.
All right, the
Right.
next question
Yeah.
is
So I
for
mean, the Movie
the
Saints. Yeah. Yeah. Go on. Go on. Yeah. Go on.
no, no, please, please. Movie scenes?
So movie scenes, I mean, you can, there is a good thing about movie scenes is also that, which other platforms lack, is that people can actually put their reviews there. So if you go and see the reviews there, you can actually see what people are saying about the film. So that's a big plus on movie scenes actually.
Yeah, it was very interesting. I didn't realize that until you mentioned it. Okay,
Yeah,
next
and I
question
think
from.
movie scenes it's also a platform where like not just for independent filmmakers to submit their film, it's also for those viewers who really like to watch movies, like good movies, where even though we don't have many known faces, like there are like great artists working in movies, and
Yeah,
you can see those people performing on
yeah,
movie
people are
scenes,
there for the
right?
content, not for some superstar. Yeah, that's true.
Exactly, yeah, that works.
Yeah. All right, Aarti has a question for both of us. What's the first thing you both as actors do to research and approach the character? How did you both get comfortable and get inside the characters you played? Was it natural? Akhil?
Do you want to start?
Sure. So, for me, the first thing that I look for is, you know, do I do I have a clear understanding of the character's like motivation in the film? Like, why are they doing the things that they do? Why do they say the things that they say? What makes them react in a certain way, things like that. So if that's believable to me, then I'm in. Like if I know and understand why someone's doing something, like it doesn't have to be something that I personally would do. It's just if I can empathize with them, if they're written in such a way that I can empathize with them and they make sense as a human being, then I go for it. Um, in terms of research with this film, as Praveen said, like Monica was influenced by me, I was influenced by Monica. So there wasn't our backgrounds did match quite a lot, so there wasn't too much of a getting into her character in that sense. Some of her ideologies I agree with on a theoretical level. I don't know if I could ever practice them, but I do, and I did always understand where she was coming from, why she did what she chose to do, things like that. So I was pretty clear on that, and I asked Praveen like 1 million questions, and he was very patient in talking about every little nuance, every little detail of why she would say something, how she would say it, how she would react, should she say anything at all, should she not say anything, stuff like that. So I think for me, it's very important to like be clear on those things with the writer director. Getting comfortable, I think, as we discussed, we had so much time in rehearsal. It really, really helped. You know, being a theater actor myself, I'm really comfortable with having lots of rehearsal time, which you don't often get with a film. So I was very happy to have had those rehearsals. And in the end, I mean, it's never really natural, right? Sometimes even just being yourself on camera isn't really natural, but that's where the skill of acting comes in, is to make it look natural. So that's what it was for me. Akhil, for you?
Yeah, so yeah, it was just like what he told. It's very important to see if we fit into the character. So after reading the character, I personally felt that okay, I can do this. I could see the character, like maybe like I can understand the pain of being a 30-year-old virgin. So maybe that's what helped. And then like when it comes to the situations like where as an actor, I thought okay, there are like very strong points where we had to like perform, so I had to stress a little on those portions. And then like our preparations, like our meetings, so because of the lockdown we did all our rehearsals, most of our rehearsals online through Google Meets. So like we used to talk daily, so that really helped with our conversations, and by the time we met we didn't really feel like we were meeting for the first time. So that really helped. And then yeah, I think the remaining things that just happened, and I don't think like we had to like work. Initially it was very difficult for me. I think the first 2 days was difficult for me to get into the character, even though I thought it was easy after all these vigorous training we have been going through. But then first 2 days I really struggled, especially performing in front of Urvashi.
Like
Like
you
being
mean
so
on the shoot
experienced
or
with
in
theater.
rehearsal?
No, like on the shoot, like when the actual shoot
Okay.
had started. So like yeah, I was like, oh my god, how am I going to perform in front of her? But then yeah, I think. with time, like you also made me feel very comfortable, and then that really helped. I didn't feel like, okay. And then I kept on going through the scripts again. Uh, Praveen was really helping me staying cool, calm, and go through it again. Oh, you can do this, you can do that. And then after the second day, I guess I got into it, and I could give my best. At least that's what I believe.
Yeah, and I don't think people realize, but shooting like 15 days continuously is a lot because you're up at 6 a.m. and you're working till like 6, 7 p.m. You have like the evening to just have dinner, freshen up, look at your script again, plan for the next day, and you add it again. Normally, like when you're shooting with a large film, you have like bits and pieces. You do like
Yeah, and there are
multiple
other
schedules that
characters.
you do. Yeah, you do like 2 days here, then you have nothing, then you do like 4 days, and you have nothing, then you have like one day. Lots of characters, lots of locations, like. But this was like the two of us, one
Exactly.
room, 15 days, like every day we had to be on our A game. Like you cannot afford to be like having a bad day, falling sick. And like 15 days doesn't sound like a lot, but being on for 15 days continuously is not easy. But luckily, Praveen gave us lots of beer
Yeah,
and kept us happy. We like worked hard, party hard.
yeah.
Praveen doesn't want to admit that this was part of the production budget. Sorry, you're on mute, Praveen. I'm unmuting you. Huh? Say that again.
No, I just said that was fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was fun.
of course.
Okay, next question. Someone has asked actually what was Praveen's motive to make the film and each of you to work in the film. That we have addressed like right at the beginning of this video. It'll be available after we wrap up. It'll be on my channel so you can watch it at that time. Vikas says thank you because he asked about movie scenes as a fellow filmmaker. Okay, this is an interesting one. How did you guys know that acting and directing was what you wanted to do? Who wants to go first?
Let the director go first.
Okay. Um,
Praveen Cheta, tell us,
uh,
Cheta, tell us.
so I think filmmaking is a culmination of all the visual things that I've been doing all my life, because all my career, all my education was I've done the visual arts degree, and the career that I have taken includes graphic design, animation, UX design, whatever you take, the or interior design, everything is related to the visual language or visual design. And of course, music was something which is always a part of me in terms of uh, and I'm a good listener. My I have good sound, what do you call, audible audio skills, I would say, which so audio video medium is something which I was probably looking for. So film is an audio video medium, so I thought it's a culmination of everything together, put together, and so you can express things better there. So, and somehow I always think it's only my story that I can always direct. So that's where I am. Yeah, go ahead,
Yeah,
Akhil.
fun fact. There are several paintings in the location on set, like on screen, that you'll see in the room that we are in, which are by Praveen. So his art is there.
No, no. Correction. Urushi, that's not by me. I just chose them. I just curated them.
But one of them is by you, know.
No,
No,
no.
no.
The
He
one is
just
by
chose
a
the.
one is by a 15th century artist, like Albert Dürer. The other one is a other one is
I've been
Urban
bragging to everybody thinking it's you.
a. But I can do it. It's not like I can't. But I mean, I at least wanted to delegate that work to somebody else. At least, otherwise, I didn't want to take that also up.
I thought it was your original work, man. 1 year later, this dhoka I'm getting. What's this?
No,
Fine.
he
So
had got it. I mean, framed and everything. He got it printed. He got it framed, and
Yeah,
then
I thought it was.
yeah, there was a lot of effort, especially the one behind the bed, the urban jungle pattern.
I
Like
thought
it
it was you,
was.
Urushi,
man.
Urushi, I can paint that. Don't worry.
Yeah,
I'm no, now I'm deeply. upset, feeling betrayed. Anyway, my feelings aside, Akhil, your turn to answer the question.
Yeah. So talking about acting, I think I was around 4 years old when I was watching TV. Like that's when I started like observing what is TV, what is like being shown on TV and everything. And I was watching a Mohanlal movie called AO2, and there is a scene where like he was asked to leave, like while having food he was asked to leave, the character was asked to leave, like somebody becomes rude towards Mohal, and I started crying. And then I was wondering like why am I crying, like I don't even know who that person is, but still I started developing feelings for the character. And then I asked my mom like what is this, like then she tells me it is a movie, it's like acting, but still like I could never figure out what's acting. And then there is another movie, like I don't remember which movie, where an actor, like the character was driving a car and then he meets up with an accident and he passes away in the movie. And it was a very pure coincidence, the next day the actor had actually died. And on the newspaper there was like I think he died due to cancer or something, but then I was under the impression that he actually died in the car crash which was shown on the movie. So it really took me a lot of time to understand like what films are. And then like I started seeing like okay, characters die, they come back, they change, sometimes they're old, sometimes they're young. So and then I started seeing what was theaters. And then okay, that's when I started understanding okay, this is acting. So what you see on screen, it's also acting. And then I got more curious and I wanted to know like if I could become an actor. And that thing has always been there. And then when I was in ninth, my school had arranged an opportunity for a summer camp where it was called Montage Film Camp, and we were educated, we were just given the basics of filmmaking, acting and everything. So that really helped me. So that from that point of time, I think I always had a thing like I had made it a goal to become an actor at some point of time, or at least I decided to try for it. But then when I told my family, they wanted me to. I was a horrible student. Like let me say that I was never interested in books. I was never interested in maths, chemistry, physics. So I always had a strong
Wait
interest in
and see.
art.
One day you're going to play like a scientist and you'll have to sit and run chemistry book just to prepare for your role. It's going to happen.
Yeah, I
I'm
can act.
just putting this out.
I can act like Einstein, but then yeah, I'm not really interested in it. So that's the thing. So yeah, I think with time and then so my family wanted me to focus on my studies. They wanted me to become a graduate first, and then like, beta, just become a graduate, and then you can do whatever you want. So that's when I decided, okay, then like I completed my graduation. Then they wanted me to get a backup job. Okay, like you can go for that, but then if that doesn't work out, then you need something to fall back on. Then like the backup option that kept on going. Then like at one point of time, I just realized that I was somewhere in the Caribbean island under the hot sun, holding a camera in front of a smiling woman. Okay, and it's like this is not what I wanted to do. Like, where has it taken me? And then like
What a visual. What a visual for a moment. I was
Yeah.
in the Caribbean, put a camera in my hand, run his moving, thinking, what the fuck has happened to my life?
yeah, so that's what happened. And then
For
it was just
for
an overnight
yeah.
decision that okay, like I don't know where to start from, I don't know what to do, but I'm just gonna try for it. That's it. That's how the journey towards acting started.
And you never look back. What were you saying, Praveen?
No, for many people, that visual is a very nice visual to have. In the middle of a
Yeah.
Caribbean island, and you're having a camera and a woman smiling. What else do you want, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
And in
Yeah,
that
but
was the
that's
moment he was like, I don't want any of this. So that
yeah.
speaks
no, like
volumes.
I've loved that phase, but then I think I love movies better. This is the first one.
Yeah.
This is like my yeah. I
I
would
think for me,
choose
I
films.
did theater in, sorry.
No, I just said that I would prefer acting before any other profession.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. I think for me, like it was theater in school. And, but, I was sort of told or under the impression that acting is not a real job and acting is a job that people take when they can't do anything else. And I actually did really well in school. So my parents were like, "What's the problem? Like you're obviously doing well. You're taking science, do engineering. Like why would you want to like downgrade your life and become an actor?" So I was also sort of like convinced on that mindset. So I did engineering. I worked in that job, and yeah, like very similarly, I was living a really good life in Atlanta. Like I had a great job, great colleagues, great apartment, nice car. I was traveling. Like on the outside, life was good, and on the inside, I was like, what am I? This is not what I want to do. So yeah, then came back, quit my job, got into this 5 years ago, and never looked back now.
Yeah, three
So
three feature
Exactly the
films
same.
under your
5 years
belt,
ago. Give me a five for that.
yeah.
and and
Okay,
and
now next
and
question.
three feature films under your belt, Urvashi.
I know, right? That's ridiculous. That's mad. I will never. I haven't yet fully digested this fact. So at some point, I will digest that this actually happened. The next one's from Cameron. I hope you're still around, Cam. Cam and I worked together when I was in Atlanta. Okay, for the actors, how did this film help you grow as a performer? Were there any aspects of the character that were a stretch from your natural abilities? Ankil?
Okay, yeah. So I think I'd mentioned it before. Like the character, the script, I liked it because I had a lot to explore as an actor in it. I had to explore. I got to explore a lot of emotions, a lot of like as an actor. Like if I show this movie, like anyone can act, like make out like what all I can do. Like if I'm capable of becoming an actor or not. Am I a good actor or not? Like people can. I can give my performance summary through this movie. So it was good. Like talking about the character, like I had like two shades, an alter ego and the actual character. So the alter ego, even though like it had a very small part to do play the alter ego. So I think like once I got into the alter ego character, like I felt incomplete. Like I felt like performing more. Like I think even after a few days, I suppose the shoot, like even though we were done with the shoot, like I was being the alter ego, like somewhere or the other. Like I had this thing going on, like looking at myself on the mirror and talking. Like I had this thing going on for at least a week. But then yeah, that's I think I answered it right. That would be it.
Yes, yes. For me, there were a couple of things that I did for the first time, and I tried to choose projects where I will be doing something new and different. One was that I had an American accent the entire film. I have like jokingly done an American accent just to like annoy my friends, but I've never had to keep it on and keep it consistent for like 15 days. So that was it wasn't as challenging as I thought it would be, but it was something that I had to make a conscious effort towards. Um, and then also the intimacy, like I had never really done intimate scenes. Like there was a lot of like physical proximity and like affection and things like that that I had done in the past, but um portraying a sexual experience, not so much. Like I'd never really done that. So figuring that out was um challenging, but I think by the time we got to shooting, I had already sort of addressed a lot of my fears and inhibitions with Praveen before that. I had a detailed discussion with him and my lawyer, and we had this whole like appendix section in the contract focused only around intimacy. We discussed it with Akhil. So all my inhibitions or fears around showing parts of my body, or like being in sort of in delicate clothing and things like that were addressed beforehand. So by the time we were actually shooting, it was fine. But that was like a big thing that was on my mind about whether or not I was ready to do it. But I mean, no one's ever ready to do anything. Like we just do it. So we did it. So that was the stretch. And I think the only way to grow is to do things that are a stretch for you. Otherwise, you never really go forward. I hope that answers your question, Cam. I hope you're still around, actually. Okay, next question from Aarti for Praveen. Now that the film went really well with a small crew, do you prefer working with a small group rather than a lot of people who are usually involved in big films? What would you prefer and why?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yes, I want to limit myself with a small crew because it is better to manage, easier to manage, easier to schedule. Yeah,
Also,
so
Praveen
it's
is a control freak, so he needs to have everything under control. Sorry.
I'm not a control freak. Please don't scare people. I'm not a control freak. I control things better. That's what I would say.
He's not a control freak, he's just very well organized.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, I like to keep things under check. I mean, in a putting it in a different way. Um, so yeah, I mean, I think I prefer to work in a smaller group than larger teams. I don't know. Maybe I get paranoid looking at larger teams. I think maybe I don't know. Maybe I will even uh, learn and get there. Maybe, but I don't know. I honestly don't have an answer. But I think even for the next or anything of that sort, I'm still thinking a smaller crew. But having said that, I'm also saying that next time I'm going to have a little more assistance for myself, because this production was really stressful for me because I had taken a lot of things on myself. So I mean, it affected my health and all that stuff. So the next time I will make sure that I delegate some things at least to people around, and at least make it a little larger group than what it was. So yeah.
Yeah, and I also think that, there might be certain scripts in life that you will have no choice but to have a big crew for, right? Like
Yeah,
if you reach a point where you're working on a big budget production that has like 200, junior artists and extras, and everyone needs hair and makeup and lunch and tea and all of that, you'll have no choice.
yeah, yeah.
So I think also, yeah, a lot of it depends on the kind of film. And I think, Praveen, you had mentioned in another interview that you made a very conscious decision to keep this film
Yes.
contained, in a certain space with a number of people, so you were able to do it this
Right.
way, right?
Yeah, COVID also was another reason that I kept it that way, so that there are not much people, and we were all staying together in at one place, except for one or two people who were coming in all the time, every day. So that was another reason that the it was limited crew members because of COVID. But it is really stressful to manage it all. Uh, so
Yeah,
yeah,
and I think we were also hopefully slightly open to like helping when needed. Like not everyone
right,
was like
right.
very fixed on their own. Like I'm not going to do this because that's not my role. I
Yeah,
think we
yeah.
were all pretty open with helping
Yes,
wherever
yes.
needed.
Yeah, yeah,
So
definitely.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, we're at 47 minutes, so we'll just take one last question and then wrap it up. From Natasha for everyone, I think. How do you feel when you know you've made your viewers engrossed in the lives of your characters to invoke an entirely fresh point of view based on the characters you played? Natasha, that is my reason for living. That is my drug. That is what wakes me up in the morning. Like, I'm not
Yeah,
even joking. I live for this feeling. I live to be able to do this. So I
right.
hope I didn't like scare you with my passionate answer, but that's where it is for me. So, I mean,
Yeah,
Akhil.
I think for any artist, the biggest feeling, like more than money or anything, would be the feeling like if I've acted on screen, like as an actor, if I'm saying like the pleasure, what gives me is like the reaction, the actual pleasant faces of people enjoying my performance on screen, right? That's the best feeling in this world for me. And
Yeah.
for any artist, for like if it's a painter, like if he sees other people enjoying his painting, oh wow, it's a wonderful painting, like that's the feeling that artist lives for, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was again talking to someone yesterday. So uh, they asked me, why are you doing this thing? I mean, why film, why painting, and why are you doing this? Just said that, okay, it's a creative expression. All that I said. Then finally I said, if I don't do it, maybe I'll die. So that is how it is. I mean, if we don't do anything like this, it's, I mean, whatever sacrifices have been made, the health wise, money wise, whatever it is, whatever we, put at stake, is all because of that risk. I mean, all the risk that we take is because we want to live nicely. But then within that process, we die a little. but yeah, it's just that it is. I mean, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, no, I agree because like I've been in lots of these clubhouse rooms back when clubhouse was a thing, and I've listened to so many interviews by so many actors, and a lot of people ask the question like, where do you get the fortitude to like keep going? It's so difficult. You face so much rejection. Like, how do you keep going? And like everyone seems to say because I can't not do it. That's the
Yeah,
only thing is that you can't not do it. There's just is no
yeah,
other way. And like
right,
I am someone who like because I have an education in engineering and I have a lot of job options, but I can't not do this. I mean, I have a
yeah,
lot of privilege, etc., etc. All of that is fine. Disclaimer, but it is something that I can't see myself giving up on.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Actually, on that, that's a beautiful note to end on. Shall we wrap up, gents?
All
yeah,
right.
sure.
Okay, so everybody, thank you for joining. Thank you for your questions. This video will be available on my channel. You can send the link to it to anybody, whoever, wherever. Um, if people are in Bangalore and they would like to host a screening of the movie, please get in touch with us. You can put a comment in. You can find my email address and my social media. All of our social media. Are you all open to sharing it, Praveen, Akhil?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah,
I'll
that's
put
fine.
I'll put all of our social media handles in the description. So please get in touch with us. Oh, Praveen disconnected.
Yeah.
Um, I think he's having some issue. We'll see what's happening with Praveen, but we'll put our contact information in if you'd like to host a screening, if you're part of a film club, if you're part of a film school, if you in any way want to get involved with the screening or showing of this film, please get in touch with us. In the meantime, it's available on Movie Saints. There are two trailers available. I think Praveen is back. Praveen is
Yeah,
back.
sorry guys.
Power cut.
I
Did you have a power cut or something?
No, I had to change my. I mean, I had to plug in my the
Charger.
the power cord charger. Yeah, so
Ah,
that's
okay.
the.
No, I was just saying that if anyone wants to get in touch with us about screening the film, if you're in a film school, you have a film club, you have a venue, you want to host an event, if you want to screen the film, please get in touch with us. I'll put our social
Yeah,
media
yeah,
handles in
sure.
the description. We are very happy to do like a tour of Bangalore venues to do this. So let us know. In the meantime, the trailer is in the description. The movie link is in the description. It's 100 rupees. Please, if you watch it, leave a review. Movie Saints is one of the few platforms that allows you to leave a review under the film. So please do that. Please share it on social media. Tag us if you watch it. If you hate it, get in touch with us. Tell us what you think because everything is part of the conversation. So thank you all. Thank you for joining. Thank you for your questions. Thank you, Praveen and Akhil. Happy Wednesday
Thank you.
night.
Yeah,
Thank you.
And
go watch the film on Movie Saints, please.
Yes.
Akhil, would you like to do a plug?
Please do watch our movie on movie scenes, and after that, give us a review, give us a rating on IMDb.
Yeah, it's been 1 year of our lives. It's only 1.5 hours for you, 1 hour 45 minutes for you, but it's been 1 year of
Yeah.
Yeah,
Praveen's life for sure. It's been like a few months for me, a few months for Akhil, but 1 year for Praveen. So yeah, it'll mean a lot to us if you spend 1 hour 45 minutes watching it.
yes.
Thank you all.
Thank you for
All
logging
right.
in.
Good night.
Good
Yes,
night.
Good
good
night.
night. See you.
See you.